Hello everyone, I did a video right before this called the Ayala Fruit Market, and that fruit market is primarily durian, and right now it's durian season, and so we got to thinking we'll do a little taste test, and also I've always been curious, when you buy durian whole, how much of it actually ends up being edible fruit? So if I recall in that video, the most popular durian here that I'm aware of is Mon-thong, and this was 80 baht a kilo. So we're gonna weigh it before and after I take the fruit out. This one here is called Ganyao, and I think it was 100 baht a kilo. And then this one is called Cha-nee, which is the most expensive, 130 baht per kilo. I actually prefer the cheap one myself, and maybe that's why this is the most popular. Maybe most Westerners like that one more. All right, so these were kind of pre-cut at the fruit market, but I gotta now get the actual fruit out. But first we gotta weigh them. So I actually wear motorcycle gloves because these spikes are pretty sharp. They're not fun. Alright, so let me tear this thing. So let me change the angle a little bit, get a little closer down. So this is 1364 grams, or 1.3 kilos or something. Let me just do that again. It might have been heavier earlier. It's been like 8 hours because a lot of moisture might have left. But for now, we'll just write 1364. Alright, so that's that one. The Ganyao. I got 2218. Boy, this one's gonna be tough. It might actually block the screen. But the Mon-thong, let's see if I can get this on there. Wow, that's really sharp, those spikes. Maybe you can see it's 3654. Alright, now the challenge is to start getting this fruit out of here. We'll have to see how well they were cut. So actually, let's write down how heavy this plate is. Well, you're not going to be able to see the screen. 628? Even I can't see the screen. 627. So I just write 627 for the plate. I just don't know if the scale is going to remember, but I will tear that out just in case. If it does reset, we'll know how much to subtract. Actually, you guys might want to see me trying to hurt myself taking this apart. I better put on another glove. That's really sharp. Alright, now it's not so bad. Alright, so the guy cut it pretty nice, you know, he didn't cut into too much of the fruit. There we go. Yeah, that guy cut it great. So see, this is a lot of extra stuff that's not fruit. So I think I'm going to just pry them open and then take my gloves off and take the fruit out. Look at that. Uh-oh. There's a big seed or something in there. don't think there's anything in this piece. Yeah, that's just nothing but fiber. So see, so much weight. Well, it's not waste, but you can't eat it. Alright. Take off my gloves. And, I wash my hands. So it's a real pain to actually get this stuff out, but I left one piece that I'll show you how. Sometimes you need a knife though, because it's still stuck to this area here. But there you go. So it's not too hard, but yeah, those are spiky. So that's the big Mon-thong, and I'm glad I weighed that plate because, you know, the scale turned off. Not sure if you can see that. It's 1544 grams, but we have to minus 1544 minus 627. So 917 grams is left. Wow. This thing started out at 3654, so less than a third. And actually, let me open up this thing. Alright, this plate is actually 670 grams. That one's pretty easy. Oh, that piece is gonna be easy. So you'll see, you know, a lot of dirty stuff falls off the outside, so you probably don't want to do this over a plate. You'll see it's a darker color. This one comes out a lot easier. Nope. Okay, so glad they cut the middle on the outside. Okay. So yeah, the scale turned off again. So we have 1230 minus 670 for the plate. So 560 grams. That percentage seems better. The last plate. This is 620 grams. So quite a big difference in these plates. And so let's open up this Ganyao one. don't think there's anything in this, but let me crack it open again. Well, there is a really tiny amount. Interesting. I'm gonna have to cut that one later with a knife. But here, this one. So I doubt there's anything in this again, but it's like the beginning of a piece of fruit, but not really. Alright. So this whole one only seems to have 2 actual durians in it. Durian pieces you could eat. Look at that though, that looks pretty nice. Okay. I don't think this is actually edible. It's very hard. Yeah, this has no flavor. It's not really a fruit yet. Okay. So this is $12.69. So $12.69 minus $6.20 for the plate. We have $649. Let me do some math here. Alright, I put in, just to make sure my math is correct, I used the internet, you know, what percent of what. So basically, Mon-thong, my favorite one, is a really poor value. Only less than 25% of this is edible, of this weight, right? Ganyao is a little bit better, but not much. Less than 29% of Ganyao is actually the fruit. And then Cha-nee, even though it's the most expensive of them, 41% or less than 41% with the seeds and stuff is actually edible. So it's actually quite logical that Cha-nee costs so much more. Granted, it's getting there. But you're basically getting, you know, I guess maybe it's equal. I'm not doing the math here of the 130 baht per kilo versus the 41% of edibility. Anyway, so it's just a curiosity because I've been eating this stuff for over a decade and I never even thought about, you know, the cost of it. It's more for me just thinking about would it be easier to just buy the thing in a package? I think it might be. If I recall, well, maybe it's around the same. Alright, well anyways, let's talk about the taste and the texture of these. We told the stores we like medium density, so not hard, but not super mushy either. So I am going to start with my favorite one. You know, this actually does seem kind of on the mushy side though. This is the Mon-thong. So it's hard to really describe texture, but maybe if I tear it apart. It's like cream, you know, it has a creaminess to it. This fruit reminds me of ice cream. So that's why I like it. Okay. Now the Ganyao. This is also sweet too. Yeah, this is a medium as well. It's very soft. So let me just try to show you the texture again. You can maybe see, well, trust me, it's very soft. Okay. Sweet again, creamy again. It's hard to say which I like more. They're quite similar. Or are they? Let me taste back to the Mon-thong. This is a slightly lighter flavor, but not much, like 5%. They're almost quite similar to me. I'm not a durian specialist. Both of them are quite delicious. All right, the Cha-nee. So let's see the texture of this fruit here. Oh, see, there's an issue with Cha-nee. There's a very large seed in proportion to the actual fruit. Like, let me get down. Only like a half a centimeter down, and there's just a giant pit in here. So I'm gonna actually pop this whole thing in my mouth, and you'll see. Try to remember the size of the fruit now, and then we'll see the seed after. It's the consistency is still creamy, but it feels a little more fibrous to me. It also feels a lot stickier. It's more similar to it. It feels a lot more like peanut butter to me than ice cream. So I apologize for the unattractiveness of this. Okay. So here's the issue with this fruit. This fruit, the majority of it is seed. So by raw appearance, you think you're getting a lot of fruit here, but then when you realize that 80, 90, maybe 90% of that piece I just picked up is actually a seed, then this doesn't actually become a good value. So now that I'm doing this for real, I'm starting to realize this Cha-nee is not worth it for me. All right, but you know, with the Ganyao, there's no seed here, right? This whole thing is just fruit all the way through. Somewhere in here there is a seed, but not much. In fact, actually, hold on. I'm going to just go through this whole thing. There is no seed. This entire thing is fruit. So that's good. Sorry, let me wash my hands a little bit. Okay, so there might be a seed in there, but there wasn't in that piece. That was a giant piece. But this one, the Mon-thong, you can clearly see there's a seed here. And also, I don't know about eating this brown stuff. I've never seen durian with brown stuff like that. But here you can see the bulk of the seed here. It's still a pretty big seed, but there's still a lot more fruit on this Mon-thong than the Cha-nee, I think. Here's another. So there's no seed in this one until you get to this half. This one has a very small seed. Yeah, look how small that seed is. So I've come to realize maybe Ganyao might be the best deal going. But let's try this, open this one, see if there's a big seed in there. There is not. There's a small seed in here. Hold on. Look at that. That's a pretty small seed in proportion to all that fruit. So this is just one test, you know, maybe this Ganyao is a special one with small seeds. Maybe I just got lucky. But based on these three that I purchased today, I think Ganyao is the way to go if you're trying to actually get a lot of fruit. Percentage-wise, it's pretty good. And then as you see, there's that. Before we forget, I wanted to talk about mangosteens. Because here in Thailand, they consider the durian the king of fruits. Probably because it's the most expensive, and it is like ice cream. It is quite delicious. But durian actually makes your body hot. It'll actually raise your body temperature. So it's a hot country to begin with. And then if you have underlying health conditions and you eat a lot of this stuff, it actually might be dangerous. The queen of fruits in this country is called the mangosteen. And so this actually supposedly cools your body down. So very often these two are associated with each other as far as, you know, eating them at the same time. Warm yourself up, cool yourself down. When I first got here, I had no idea how to open this thing. There's no instructions. So I'd sit there with a knife. It's really hard to cut through this thing with a knife. So you can do it, but in fact, here's one that was cut with a knife. But It's actually a very easy way to open these things. If you just hold it here on the side, you take your two thumbs and you squeeze it, it breaks open. And sometimes you can just open it so it ends up looking like this, right? And then you just pop this part in your mouth and it comes out. Very often there's a big cluster of seeds. I know people that just eat the seeds also, but I usually spit them out. So let me open this one again. So I'm just going to squeeze right in the middle. Uh-oh. Let me try squeezing here. All right. And then there we go. So there's some of the seeds right there in that one. But a lot of the segments don't have seeds at all. So this one has seeds, but this one is just pure white fruit. You know, it's very high water content, very sweet. A good tip for either of these fruits is to put them in the refrigerator and let them cool down for a while. And then they're very refreshing. That actually becomes more like ice cream being cool. This is just like more of like a refreshing beverage, but a solid form of it. If you've never tried durian, I definitely suggest you try it out, because if you like ice cream or possibly fruity peanut butter, I think you'll like this a lot. For me, none of these smell to me. Durian has a bad reputation for smelling, but that might just be like rotted durian, like any rotted fruit. You know, this is the tropics, so maybe the durian you smelt that may smell bad already went bad. All right, well, thanks. Hopefully you learned something, and I guess I'll see you in the next video. Bye.